What is up? My name is George, the sports freak. So the Miami Dolphins had a really underrated, under the radar draft, in my opinion. No one's really talking about them. A lot of people are giving them like a B+, B for their overall draft grade. I thought they had a really good draft, like a really solid draft, especially like if you look at what Brian Flores and what Chris Greer are trying to build at the Dolphins. Like, this is the stepping stones for what they're trying to build. Like, people don't realize their picks that they've picked are to to help the defense to build depth and to build that offensive lineup. That was what their main goal was. I think that was, if you go down and look at all their picks, it was just that offensive line and defense, like to fill every spot up, to build it up, to prepare it for the future. So obviously the first pick, which I think is a no-brainer, they picked Tua Tagovailoa with the 5th pick in the draft, which I think was, all the smoke screen, everything, talking about Justin Herbert. I would have been really mad if they picked Justin Herbert, because I don't think Justin Herbert is a franchise quarterback. I think he's a second-round quarterback at the most, or second-round talent. He's just super physically gifted, but people get fooled by that. But luckily, they picked their guy, the tank for Tua. They successfully failed the mission. They got their guy. They didn't have to go up to the first pick to get him. I heard people saying they were trying to trade up to the first pick to get Joe Burrow. And I'm like, yeah. If you want Joe Burrow, I get it. But, it's like, I don't think the Bengals would even try to let someone take their first pick. But, yeah. And then the second pick in the first round, the 18th pick, they took Austin Jackson, the offensive line. The O-line, the tackle from USC, who I think a lot of Dolphin fans were wanting Josh Jones, the tackle from Houston, but a lot of them were like, why do we get Austin Jackson? He's like he is, what is he, the right side or left side? I can't know, but they said he's a prospect that has a lot of potential, but is not ready. He's got a lot of polishing up to do. He struggled against AJ Epinesa when Iowa played against USC, but he's got huge upside, and I think they just like that player better than the remaining tackles that were on the board. And then their third pick, they got their third first round pick, the 26th pick they got, or the 30th pick actually. They traded up with with the Packers. The Packers grabbed Jordan Love with that pick. But the third first round pick, they got Noah Igbinoghene, the cornerback from Auburn, which is kind of like, whoa, that guy's in the first round. We had some mock drafts with him in the first round, but not quite, people were like second round for sure. But the Dolphins, for them, it was like, hey, the best player available at the moment for us is this guy. And so they took him. So I totally backed that up. It's not the player's fault. It's not, the organization had him there. And if he was, the best player available for them at that moment was that. And a lot of people, they have two of the best lockdown corners already in the league, the Dolphins. They just signed Byron Jones, and they have Xavier Howard, the other guy. And what's the point of getting this? And it's like, hey, relax. There's 3 wide receivers on the field for everyone to cover at times. It's a pass heavy. NFL is becoming a pass heavy league, so you need multiple corners and you need depth. Injuries are always going to happen. So, and this guy can play safety. They're probably going to convert him to being a safety. So I see there's a lot of upside for this guy. My initial reaction was like, whoa, what is that? But then I was like, wait, hang on a second. This guy's got a lot of upside. I watched him. I'm an Alabama fan, so I watched this guy from Auburn a lot. He's got a lot of upside. And then the next couple of picks, the second round, they got Robert Hunt, another tackle from Louisiana. Like I said, this is building the trenches. This is building that offensive lineup, because they have to protect Tua. A lot of problems with the past, decade or so with Ryan Tannehill. Ryan Tannehill will get killed behind the offensive line, And this, what the organization is doing right now is they're putting it up there. We are fixing our offensive line. We've signed guys in free agency. We're drafting guys who will improve, build depth, and make our offensive line greater. That's what this pick is with Robert Hunt. And then in the second round, another second round pick they had, Roquan Davis. I've watched this guy for 3 seasons, and he was very promising his sophomore year, and this junior year and senior year were very disappointing. He never took that big step forward, but he is a big guy. What is he, 6'7"? He can stop the run. He's got a lot of potential. This pick got me kind of. I was like, whoa, really? There, because you saw Brian Flores. It showed on on ESPN, like he was super excited about this pick. I think he really likes Roquan, and he sees a lot of ways he can develop him and improve their defensive front, because he's going to be up there with Christian Wilkins, and I think that this guy's got a lot of upside. He just needs the right coaching, and I think that's what Flores is going to do. He's a defensive-minded coach, so I think that that's a pick that they wanted, the guy they wanted. You know, if he was there at the pick that they were trying to pick at in the second round, they were going to snap him up, and I think they got a guy they loved. Then they took Brandon Jones in the third round, the safety from Texas, which I was like, yeah, he's okay. I see that another more depth on defense, a guy who can grow and learn and get better and become a starter, maybe this season or in the season after that. Then I love this pick right here. In the fourth round, they took Solomon Kindley, the guard from Georgia. Georgia had a great offensive line. This is another guy on that line. To get him in the fourth round, I thought that was great. As I said before, they're building that offensive line, the Dolphins, and I totally respect it. This pick, I think, is going to be great, and it's going to pay dividends in the future. This next pick, I thought, this is a good pick right here too. Jason Strowbridge, defensive end, UNC. You know, in the fifth round, you're not like expecting a huge amount of deal from this guy. This guy can build, learn, get better, potentially be a starter one day in the league for your team. Could be like a guy people look back and be like, that was a steal in the draft. He has good highlights. He's got a lot of potential. This pick right here, this fifth round, Curtis Weaver, linebacker, Boise State. I absolutely love this pick. Like, this guy led Boise State in sacks. On tape, you look at him, you're just like, wow, he's good. Obviously, he's playing in the MAC conference, so it's not like you're playing against the greatest competition. But like, at the same time, you're like, dude, you know, this is a steal right here. This guy right here, Curtis Weaver. I thought this guy would be in like a second round pick or something, but like, this is a steal. I love this pick. He is going to be a starter. I have a feeling he's going to be a very, very major impact in the league for the Dolphins, and I think that's a great player. As I said before, depth on defense. And then they picked up the long snapper Blake Ferguson from LSU, which I'd say this is not a pick you really need to draft someone for, but you know, I guess they felt like they liked that guy and they wanted him and they got him. You know, the seventh round pick, Malcolm Perry from Navy. That is Taysom Hill right there. I love this pick. I watched this guy's highlights. He was the quarterback for Navy, but he's more of a running back, wide receiver hybrid, and I think this guy can completely change the offense that they're going to run. He's going to add he's going to make defensive coordinators' minds go berserk when he's on the field. I think it's a great guy for Tua to, you know, pair up with. I like the pick. He's a do-it-all. This is their version of Taysom Hill. I think he's going to have a major impact with the Miami Dolphins. And yeah, like, there's people, as I said, that was all their picks, I think. The Dolphins, for those Dolphins fans out there, y'all are building for the future. Y'all are building that offensive line up. Y'all are building that defense up. And that's the most important thing. I mean, offense wins you games, but defense wins you championships. And to top that off, you signed Matt Breida. You already got Jordan Howard. Matt Breida, though, is a very good running back. He's speed. And he and Jordan Howard are going to complement each other in great ways. And people are like, they didn't take any wide receivers. Yeah, they didn't take any wide receivers, but I look, you know, they got Devontae Parker, got Alan Hearns, they got Gesicki, they got a bunch of guys actually who are really underrated. No one really pays attention to the Dolphins because they think, you know, the Dolphins suck, but they do have some solid wide receivers to build upon. And I think, you know, Tua is going to take advantage of that. You know, one important thing that Tua said when he was taken in an interview was like, I'm just ready to learn the playbook and build relationships with these guys. And that's really important to Tua, to get to know all his wide receivers, the players on his team. And I think Devontae Parker specifically, when Tua gets out there and starts, he is going to eat on the RPOs, on the slants. Like, you got the king of slants. The king in college football of RPO and slants is about to throw the ball to Devontae Parker. Thinking about the Alabama wide receiver for a second. Devontae Parker on these slants. He's going to be throwing it to him night and day. And, you know, people worried about Tua Tagovailoa's injuries and talking about whether he's going to play or not this season. I think he's going to play this season. I think it's inevitable because he was the 5th pick in the draft. And he's your quarterback. And it's a quarterback league. You know, when Fitzmagic goes back to being Fitzpatrick, you know, there's going to be all that pressure from the fans, you know. and it's because he's the 5th pick, and people are going to want to see him. You know, people, because he's already healed up. He's going to be 100% ready. People are like, oh, he can heal up even more. But it's like, if you understand the extent of the injury, like once you're 100% healed, I mean, you're healed. Like, and he's been getting the best doctors ever. Like, he's just going to be sitting on the sideline learning the playbook, and he's going to learn the playbook really quickly. Tua's like, I remember watching him at Alabama. Spring practice came. I was impressed with him. So he's going to come, and he's more talented than Ryan Fitzpatrick. He's going to come in once he learns the playbook, gets to know the guys. I mean, there's no point really in keeping him on the sideline except just unless Ryan Fitzpatrick is just balling out. If he's not balling out, I would say if it's mid-season, go ahead and do the swap. Go ahead. You know, it's Tua time. The tank for Tua. There's a reason why you draft this guy. I don't think there's any reason why you need to redshirt him in the season. I don't see that. I think Tua is going to win the Dolphins a lot of Super Bowls. And obviously they're in the AFC East, right? I think it's AFC East. The division with the Jets, the Patriots, the Bills. Like, this division's up for grabs. I know a lot of people like automatically, hey, this Tua's already the best quarterback in the division. I say hold your horses, wait and see. I think Stidham may surprise some people. And Josh Allen, we already know what he is. The Jets, their organization, I don't even know what they are at times. They actually had a good draft as well, which is rare. But we'll see. I think this division is up for grabs because obviously Tom Brady's not there. And I think people are going to, the Dolphins are going to fly under the radar because they're going to have a good defense. They got a defensive coach. They're building that offensive line. It's going to be so much more better than last season. They will definitely not lead the league in most sacks allowed. I think this, comparing this Dolphins team, I think it's going to be very similar to what the Seahawks had when they had Russell Wilson. It's going to be a great defense. I don't know if you're not going to have a Legion of Boom, but you're going to have something similar to that. Your defense is going to win you a lot of games. I think offensively, you're going to be running the ball a lot, and you also you want to control the game. I think that's what the Dolphins on offense want to do. They want Ryan Fitzpatrick or Tua to manage the game. We're not there at that point where we want you to be going around slinging the ball every play, pass-heavy offense. No, we want to run the ball, control the clock, control the game, let our defense win it. Something similar to what the Seahawks did. That's my prediction. We'll see. You guys let me know your thoughts down below, whatever you want to say, if you agree with me or not, if you like the picks or not. Make sure to give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, make sure to ring the bell so you'll notify the next time I post a video. Make sure to follow me on Instagram, the link's down below, and I'll see you in another video soon.